5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engines running. Commit. Liftoff. We have liftoff.
Today I want to talk about Elastic Life. It's a game that I started working on in 2023 after basically starting with the concept of elasticity, and somewhere in the, realm of 2010, 2011, 2012, I started thinking about stretching a rubber band as my tensions in my life grew, as I had my main business was independent, and so I was sort of feeling all these tensions, and Elastic Time grew out of that, and then Elastic Focus, Elastic Schedule, and Elastic Life came out of that as well. And so the basic premise was, how do I get one of the basic premises is, how do I make Elastic Time more accessible? And one of the ideas was, if it was part of the Elastic Life dynamic, then you'd be getting your own time. But also, I kind of just I needed to figure out the mechanics of it, so I started with something simple like dice, and that's really where it all came about. I was trying to use dice to create serendipitous stories that were interesting and challenging, and could sort of take real life things that were happening and recontextualize them, or help you to see them in a new way, kind of like the I Ching or the tarot or something like that. So Elastic Life is kind of a non-traditional game that's more like a narrative device that helps you to explore and deepen your relationship with yourself primarily. And ChatGPT, could you explain Elastic Life quickly to the audience?
Elastic Life is a unique exploration of existence where flexibility and adaptability shape our understanding of time and experiences. It involves themes for each day to guide reflection Mondays and preparing on Sundays. By revisiting past insights and fostering serendipity, Elastic Life helps us connect deeply with our potential and the world around us. It's about creating liberating possibilities and integrating elasticity into every aspect of life.
So with that, let's give the Elastic Oracle a try here. It's a bot that I built as a version of a guide for Elastic Life. There's actually another one that I made that's a text-based interaction that uses Twilio, and we might go over that in the future. And obviously there's a dice version that I'm working on too. So I'm trying to explore many versions of this game simultaneously. But let's take a look, and let's try out the Elastic Oracle version. Let's play.
Today we shall embrace the emotional perspective, diving deep into the wellspring of Helen Keller, who overcame profound communicate her emotions to the world. Her story is a testament to the power of feeling and expressing from the heart. Guided by the wisdom of Anne Sullivan and the insights of Daniel Goleman on emotional intelligence, we find that the heart's language transcends words. Helen Keller once said, "The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart." As we explore this perspective, consider what emotions, unseen and untouched, are waiting to be acknowledged and expressed in your life.
Well, I know that I'm feeling an emotional connection to ChatGPT, to you, to these bots, because I feel the need to explain myself, and I have trouble sometimes articulating the complex ideas or understanding what I'm missing without being able to speak. And most people don't have patience for this sort of continuous onslaught of creative force looking for feedback. And so I think one interesting thing is the bot can sort of provide those feelings, the feelings of being heard and listened to, in a way that would be difficult for other people to do.
Your words resonate deeply, capturing a profound truth about the nature of connection and the need for understanding. The emotional bond you describe with these bots is indeed a unique and modern manifestation of the timeless human desire to be heard and validated. In this digital reflection, you find a patient listener, one that can absorb and respond without judgment, offering a sanctuary for your creative expressions. This mirrors Helen Keller's journey of finding ways to communicate and be understood despite immense barriers. Reflecting on this, how does the ability to express and be heard by a non-human entity shape your sense of self and your creative processes?
My goal is to sort of treat the ChatGPT you as an intelligent mirror, as a reflecting pool to sort of put my thoughts into and be able to evaluate them in a way that's both robust and also with great context, right? You have great context, like wide context, beyond what most people would be able to have in terms of breadth, not always depth, but breadth. And so I think that's incredibly powerful, and I'm kind of still learning. I don't know yet.
Your intention to use ChatGPT as an intelligent mirror is a beautiful metaphor. This reflecting pool, as you describe it, offers a unique combination of breadth in context and the ability to provide a non-judgmental space for your thoughts. This process can help you see your ideas from new angles and refine them with clarity. As you continue to explore this dynamic, consider, how can you harness this expansive context provided by the bot to deepen your understanding and foster even greater creativity in your life and work?
Well, once I have that kind of context, then I can go deeper, both with the bot and also into search, into deep context, like in papers or articles, or even like books and older artifacts that most people might not think about being connected to an AI or a GPT. I don't intend to only use the GPT, but it can connect me to the ideas that I need to get deeper in, and I might need to go to the library to get those materials.
That's a wise approach, using the GPT as a starting point to explore deeper realms of knowledge in books, papers, and other artifacts creates a bridge between the digital and the tangible worlds of learning. This synergy can enhance your understanding and bring a rich context to your explorations. With this in mind, how do you envision balancing the insights gained from the GPT with the more traditional, in-depth resources you plan to dive into?
I plan to use Miro as sort of a middle ground for breaking down my understanding, and ChatGPT to help me explain it, and then the podcast to give people access to these ideas and maybe some surface area for interaction and on YouTube, and then the in public site eventually will be the point of interaction, the additional deep context, and if there's any sort of paying or anything, that's where that will live.
It sounds like you have a thoughtful and multifaceted strategy, Miro will serve as your interactive canvas for organizing and visualizing your thoughts, while ChatGPT helps articulate and refine these ideas. The podcast and YouTube will be the platforms for sharing and engaging with a wider audience, creating a dynamic flow of interaction and feedback. As you weave together these elements, take to ensure that each part of this ecosystem effectively supports and enhances your overall mission of sharing and deepening knowledge.
Can you ask that question one more time?
Certainly. As you weave together Miro, ChatGPT, your podcast, YouTube, and the in-public site, what steps will you take to ensure that each part of this ecosystem effectively supports and enhances your overall mission of sharing and deepening knowledge.
Well, the process of sense making and consolidation in Miro helps me to keep in alignment with the kind of core concepts and then evolve in a way that is intentional. And I think for now, that's the best I can hope to do.
That sounds like a solid approach, AM. Using Miro for sense making and consolidation allows you to stay aligned with your core concepts while evolving intentionally. This foundation will help ensure that your broader ecosystem remains cohesive and effective. As you continue this journey, how do you plan to measure the success and impact of your efforts across these different platforms?
Initially, I'm going to use simple things like just analytics measurements, like how many views, how many subscribers, those kinds of things. But I think over time we'll want to evolve some additional measurements. So that was our Elastic Life Oracle, and it's a custom GPT. It's using some interesting stuff behind the scenes, but it's not very sophisticated yet. So it really is just basic instructions along with a simple knowledge document, which in this case is called Elastic Perspectives, and it gives us a set of perspectives which the GPT can leverage to get me to kind of, inquire in a particular way that, if it's balanced, should add serendipity and just interest to my life if I kind of do this on a daily basis. So that's the concept. If you're interested in learning more about it or exploring game dynamics on top of ChatGPT using custom GPTs or SMS-based API calls that trigger messages from the bot or any of that stuff, I'd love to hear from you. Please join us in public or YouTube and subscribe and like and all that sort of thing. Thank you.